Welcome to this hopefully helpful video that's about hand position, the centerline rule, and what I like to call juggling. A good start for hand position is around 9 and 3. You want to be light with your hands and feel the car rotate to know when to catch the wheel. Let the wheel glide through your hands and literally catch it, where you want the car's angle to be. A good way to practice this is to go to a wet skid pad and literally spinning out the car, but concentrating on the car's rotation and just catching the wheel where you want it to go. Because that's the hardest part for people when they first get into drifting, is literally just letting the wheel feed through their hands. Especially for people that have done some sort of auto racing before. And then for me, when I get used to drifting and get used to my car and everything, or once I start doing it, I know how much steering I have to be able to correct by knowing the car's angle. There's one thing that I have done wrong in this video, and it brings me to my next tip, which I like to call the centerline rule. The centerline rule is literally picturing a line going right through your steering wheel between your hands at 9 and 3 from one side to the other. You don't want to cross the lines, you never want to cross your arms over to it. You'll be able to keep up with the steering wheel by not crossing your arms. You'll be able to correct a lot easier. You'll make it easier for monging, and overall, you'll just have a lot more control over the wheel. There are other styles like Chris Forberg's crazy crack addict, wax on, wax off palming technique, but just kind of develop your style. This is mostly just what works for me. So just kind of like Forrest Wang, he never really crosses his arms when I've been around and rode with him, and and he's kind of given me some tips. So there's one technique that I sort of kind of came up with, and I like to call it juggling. It's once you've actually initiated and you're going from transition to transition through the course, just kind of moving your hands a little bit lower from 9 and 3. Not necessarily too much to where it changes your actual overall hand placement, but just like a little bit lower. We'll make it easier to literally juggle the wheel one side to the other, literally with your right hand throwing it up, left hand catching it, left hand throwing it up, right hand catching it. So just juggling it back and forth and flicking the wheel makes it easier for your transitions to make them smoother or snappier if you want it. Just gives you a little bit more control while using the centerline rule and just having your hands on this side of the steering wheel with 9 and 3. Just kind of helps me out, but kind of develop your style, see what you like. Hopefully these tips helped you out a little bit. If you enjoyed this video and something helped you out with it, just leave me a like. It helps me out a lot to know I'm doing something that's somewhat helpful. If there's anything else that you would like me to cover, just leave me a comment and I'll hopefully be able to cover it as much as I can and make a video about it.